Thank you for tuning in to Love Spaces on Love Married Moments with John and Toi. The question today is, how do you prioritize your life to enrich your love? Tune in. Already in progress.
Hello and welcome to Love Married Moments. My name is John.
And I'm Toi.
And today we're going to be talking about how to prioritize your life to enrich your love, to enrich your relationships.
All right.
Now, I have this book I'm working on. You've been working on it with me for a while too.
Not yet.
But it deals with the spiritual hierarchy of keeping God first, then family, and then service. So whatever that is, our professional jobs, ministry, things of that nature. And one of the things we have found in our life is that when we kept God first, we didn't have to worry about things. He's always provided for us. Money when we needed it, strength. We're teaching
People to come in and fill in where we didn't think we would have anyone.
Our covenant, our marriage covenant, was based upon that, keeping God first.
Yes.
Mom prayed for us.
Yes.
At our wedding, and that prayer literally spoke to what we're doing right now. She prayed for us to be able to take care of that household, take care of them kids. That's how she said.
Take care of them kids.
Because when we started out, we had about 10.
No, we had 3.
Okay. So, well, we was responsible for 10.
I like 25.
Yeah, we started out with 3, then we got 3 more.
And then whoever else comes by.
Yeah. And
Friends, their friends, you know.
And we've grown into knowing that when we prioritize God, God will teach you what to bring into that space. Because what we don't want to do is bring anything to our space that's going to disrupt our love. And we've been real successful at doing that. Our love has always grown no matter who we're taking care of.
I think that's true. I do. Now, one of the things that I think about when I think about prioritizing God first, I personally only try to take on what God gives me. You don't see me out here looking for other work. I'm good at finding you some other work. I ain't out here looking for me done. And I only address those that I feel like God has given me. And sometimes the way that I address it is not directly. I may say, I think that this person is struggling.
I'm sorry, we do that for one another, y'all. We don't want to talk about, sometimes she's all up in here and in here in public places, but I'm sorry. We're back.
Sometimes though, I will know that someone is struggling, but I'm not the real person for them, but I know who is. And so I will go to that person and give them what I think will help the situation and then send them. And then other times, I am the person. So you always say, well, why you want me to call them? You had the feeling.
You got the option.
It's because they're yours. They're not mine. They belong to you. So anyway, some of them we share. I love Danny. So I'm going to be torturing Danny. And I feel just as free to text him as you do. So that Danny's, it works like that sometimes. I sometimes get phone call and people are asking me about you, and I'm like, do you have his number? Because this is not my work. I got a whole list of other stuff over here to do. Why are you calling me? You got his number. We've made sure you have his number. So why are you calling me? Kind of thing.
It's your turn. God said, God first. God said it's your turn.
Yeah, but I can also, and that's how I try to honor God, is by only working the work that he gives me to work. And I try to be very committed to that.
And I think Rapture Ready Ministries, when I birthed that in 2013, the same year that Jonetta passed, it was in July of that year, God gave me something beyond the walls. I was going to do the traditional, get a building, get members and all that. But God really spoke to my heart about just being more accessible to whoever, being more accessible to other churches. And over the years, we found out when we kept God first, that's also locked us into other pastors and their wives, other ministries.
We have friends.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends in our network because we kept God first. And what we have is something that we offer to other pastors and their spouses to enhance their life, because you can get so overwhelmed with serving that you forget to take care of you. And that's really essential with people who are living those God-centered lives, or pastors and first ladies and trying to just do it all. And then at the end of the day, they're suffering because they're not taking care of themselves. So I like that we're not restricted to a building and a congregation and all the politics that go with it, but we're able to be accessible to a lot of people. And I think that's how God has expanded our ministry. We have more than one building, actually, if you think about it. We got free reign in a lot of different facilities, church buildings, because we come with a gift, not coming to just be a parishioner sitting still, but someone that can help those churches blossom. So I've really seen God grow us in that area.
We have Sunday dinner.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I can remember I used to have it years ago before we became, and what I did was I would cook for the week. But Xavier was younger then, and Xavier he was hungry. And so I would try to get this little meal together. Maybe Janine could come by if she needed a little meal. Kim could come by and Xavier could get him some food, a little thing. And then I stopped for a while. And at one point in time, Farron and Harrison was trying to help some relatives. And they were just kind of broken and wanted to know, how do you keep juggling all of this? And I just said, that boy needs something to eat over there. So Big Harrison needs some food. I said, well, just you guys come for Sunday dinner. And then that started back up. Then getting my parents over, and then the kids being able to have time with all of us, even though they were still having time with all of us, whether they wanted it or not, through the week. And then just having carried that over into our house and home. And the one that was going around telling everybody about it was the one that acted like she didn't want to come, and that was Lacey. And so I started getting these phone calls. What's this about this meal that y'all be having? I said, what are you talking about? And before COVID, we really, it's important to me that it not be another job for somebody. I think we got enough jobs. Yeah. And I want it to be something that's fun and joyous. And I just believe that God sends who needs to be there on that day. Yeah. And we're going to pray for you whether you're there or not. And if we don't see you for a while, we're going to reach out to find out if you're okay, if you need anything. But after COVID hit, the house by itself was a lot of people, and just a few more come, every now and again. But it's available and folks know about it. So I like that. I think it's an anchoring point. And the kids are getting older. A couple of times they've tried to say, hey, I want to go do this. Don't you know what we do? Well, son, gone, But you still have dishes, and I want them done in a timely fashion. So,
well, I think those two layers, those first two layers, God and family, is just one, actually. That community, when God provides for us, He expands our communities. Remember when we had Epi and Opie? Two little dogs, stray dogs, for some reason come to our house and made themselves at home, not inside the house.
They made that yard. They wouldn't let us in the yard. And I said, now you're taking a little bit far. You don't even live here.
And I just nicknamed them Epi and Opie. They hung together. I don't know if they were siblings or whatever. We started feeding them. I told the kids, don't feed them, don't let them in the house, don't get attached. Well, next thing you know, we started to get attached. We were like this close. taking them to the vet, going ahead
That
and
was
getting
you.
taken
That
care
was
of. They was gonna be, and then they left. And
They stayed a week.
I think
They was on vacation.
they were a part of that community, that God family piece. And not only that, we've had kids, folks that, the kids that are with us, they bring their friends over, and our prayer list has grown just huge.
There's one time some of them came over and John said, "No, them kids is working too hard. They probably looking for a place to live." No.
We got enough house to accommodate. Well,
no.
but God knows he has taken care of us. So
Really has.
I thank God to know that we both had that relationship and have that relationship with God. Prayer is an important part of our life. Hearing God's will and not being rattled by things, even though they look like the condition that we're in right now. We look pretty bleak. But God has already spoken to our hearts and let us know everything's going to be all right, even though we're feeling some of this.
Some transitioning, adjust a few things, get it together. But yeah, I know we're going to be okay. The community that we're from has always been okay. Now what we're going to have to do is go back and do some of that retraining, because we got too much, we gave our kids too much, required too little of them, and they're not ready for the revolution. But in a lot of ways, they do understand community. And I've seen it when I least expect it. I see them operating in it. And that always just warms me up. Lots of times I'm thinking, boy, this is my life's energy, and this just going out the window. And then things will happen, like, James had surgery, and they put themselves on a schedule to take care of him around the clock, whether he wanted them to or not. They had their old jobs, they just did it themselves. Or when Mom was sick, and how they always attended to her. Tobias was gonna monitor her sugar. She gonna call him the snitch. And when he would refuse to let them make him do his reading, and she caught wind of it, so then he had to go in there, and she became the tutor. Just nice things come together.
And I think, too, once again, that's where the priority piece comes in, the service part, where God is overseeing it all, gives us the strength to be able to endure and to be able to activate. We're teaching, we're mentoring, we're trying to.
I hope.
Because we won't be here always.
Will not be.
And God doesn't always reveal what will be after us. We don't always get to see the end result, but we know what we put out. And our service has been in the eyes and ears of not only those in our house, but those around us. Part of it is this podcast, for us to be able to say, with every family, you got to have a spiritual hierarchy. I'm not trying to challenge people's religions or denominations or belief, but I know just trying to do it on your own, or try to do it without the necessary ingredients to move forth, I haven't found that to be successful in my 65 years. God has been our divine sufficiency. Has always been my divine sufficiency. But at this age, I know that. And what I do is I introduce people to that by bringing them into what we have. They get to hear prayer. They get to see what family looks like. And we're certainly not a perfect family, but we're striving. And other people see that, and they may only get it if they come to us, but we're not just giving it for them to come to Sunday dinner and come to us.
You remember that time when we were having Sunday dinner and Trump was the president, it was his first time around, and we threw him into the prayer. My friend Amy was there. Amy had like an out-of-body experience. She's looking around like, what happened? I thought we were Democrats.
I thought we only prayed for our own time.
And so when I walked her out to the car, she said, what's that about? And I said, well, he's the president. We want him to know God and get this thing together. and take care of all the people, not just where he has personal interests. And she says, oh, okay, because I got a little concerned. So anyway, that's what we wanted to share today about how to prioritize so that you can live a full life. You know, work the work that's been given to you the way that God gives it to you, and he will provide.
And share it in community. We can't do this by ourselves.
You can't parent nobody. You just ain't gonna get nothing done trying to do it alone.
We got a lot of love between you and I. But one thing that we've also found out in community, other people have to learn this. Mm-hmm. And there's certain things that have to be in place in order for this to even activate. So a great part of our life is modeling.
That, and then we also have a host of supporters that come alongside us and reinforce what we're already doing.
Yeah.
So that is helpful. And we're blessed.
Well, that's the end of our show. We thank you again for coming to Love Married Moments. We pray once again that what we see, what we show you here, and what you see and what we convey is something that you could take with you to enhance your life, to get your priorities in order, to get your spiritual hierarchy in order, so that you can live this fulfilling life through loved married moments. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.